So today we are going to learn the excretory system. Before starting with the excretory system, here we are going to learn a simple machine first. Let us assume this is a machine. And now what does this machine perform? This machine purifies the water. So water comes in this machine from this tube. Let's say water has some stones in it, and these stones are impurities. So this water is coming in this machine to get purified. Now what this machine will do is that this machine, from here two tubes arises. In one tube this machine will put all these stones, and in other tube there is this pure water. So this will go in this direction and this in this direction. So what this machine did was it purified this water from these impurities, and the pure water goes in this tube and the impurities goes in this tube. This is simple mechanism. And now what will happen is that these stones will put in this bucket where it will be stored. So this was an example of a simple machine which purifies this water. The pure water, the impure water is coming from this side. These impurities are going in this direction, and we are getting pure water from this tube. Now similar mechanism works in our kidney also. And now we are going to study the same mechanism in the kidney. So for that reference I will draw that machine here. That this is that machine. From here impure water was coming, and the impurities were going in this direction, and the pure water was going in this direction. So now we are going to apply this same principle on this kidney. So what happens is that we are going to first apply this whole thing in one kidney, and then we will try to mismatch the sides. So this is a right kidney, or basically how we determine side is that this is my right hand and this is my left hand, but this is when I am facing this book. If you try and sleep on this book, or imagine yourself sleeping on this book, then your right hand will be here and your left hand will be here. So basically this is the right kidney and this is the left kidney. Now what happens is that a tube. So in here what will happen is that a tube, this is a tube, and from this tube one small tube will arise and it will go to this kidney. So this is behind this road. So this vessel is arising from this tube. This is a tube, and from it a small tube is arising. Now what will happen is that this tube will bring impure blood. What is it? Impure blood. Just like in here, this vessel was bringing impure water to this machine, and the machine is kidney which will purify this blood. So what kidney will do is that the impure blood is coming to kidney. Now kidney will filter the blood, and the impurities which in this diagram we were stones in this, remember? So these impurities went through this tube. So same principle here, the impurities will go through this tube, and remember here was a bucket which stored these impurities. So in here these impurities will be stored in this bucket. Now what is the name of this bucket? This bucket is actually urinary bladder, and this one is the right kidney. So now the impurities are gone in this way. Now the pure water went through another direction. In the same way here, the kidney, the impure blood is coming here. Here it was water, here it is blood. So the impure blood came here, the impurities go in this way, and the pure blood is going to go in here, in this another tube. So these are, so this was the basic principle which we applied from here to in here. What we studied is that the impure blood is coming in here, going to kidney. So the whole impure blood is going to kidney. Kidney put impurities here and the pure blood back in this tube. So the impurities are going in this bucket, or it is urinary bladder. Now what is the function of this bucket? The bucket was storing the impurities. In the same way here, the urinary bladder stores the impurities, and these impurities are basically what we call the urine. So urine is stored in the urinary bladder. So now we are going to label this diagram, and we are going to name these tubes. We are going to name what is the actual name of this tube. So I am going to draw it, and this, we actually know this bucket is the urinary bladder, and this one here is urethra. Urethra is basically the opening of this urinary bladder. You can imagine that this, from this urethra the urine will come out, so it is called urethra. And this one here is our left kidney. So I have labeled everything which says that this is the left kidney, this is the right kidney. I am only labeling the left part, the right part you will label on your own. So the left part I have drawn in blue and the right part with pencil, so you can easily differentiate it. So what happens here, I am going to explain it again. This tube, aorta, it will bring impure blood. It will bring impure blood to this kidney. This small tube is called, this small tube is called renal artery. From this aorta, this small tube arises in both directions. This is left renal, this is left renal artery, and here it is right renal artery. So from this aorta, this renal artery arises. It supplies, it gives impure blood to this kidney. Kidney purifies the blood and put the impurities in the ureter. This is the left ureter, and the pure blood goes back to, from renal vein to the vena cava. See, this is vein, V for vein, and vein, renal vein, vena cava. Aorta, A for aorta, renal artery. So from aorta artery arises, and from vena cava renal vein arises. So this was how kidney was filtering the blood. So basically we say that this machine and this kidney is same. So the kidney is like a machine which will filter the blood. So now we are going to answer some of this question, which says, which the excretory system of human beings include. It includes a pair of kidney, pair of ureter, and so the excretory system of the kidney includes a pair of kidney. A pair means two. So two kidneys, right and left kidney, two ureter and one urinary bladder. A pair of ureter and a urinary bladder. So three things in the excretory system, which are two kidney, two ureter, bladder. Two kidney, two ureter and one urinary bladder. Now what are the nitrogenous waste in the blood? So in this experiment I told you that this, from here the impure water is coming, and there are stones in this impure water. In the same way, in our blood, this is our blood, there are some impurities in it, and these impurities is urea and uric acid impurities, and these impurities is filtered by this kidney, and this kidney pass this urea and uric acid impurities in this tube, and which is stored in the urinary bladder. So we can say that our urine has urea and uric acid impurities, because this is urine only. This impure blood or this impure thing is urine. So now we are going to answer some of the questions, as it from where the urine is produced. So the urine is produced in kidney, and how is urine actually produced? The production of urine is, you see, the impure blood comes in through here, and the pure blood goes here, and the impurities goes here. So what does the kidney do is, it separate the impurities from the pure blood, and this is the process of formation of urine. This is how the urine is produced. This impure stuff, that is the urine. So this is how the urine is produced. And now the urine passes through this tube which is called ureter, and this urine is stored in the structure called urinary bladder, and it goes out through the structure called urethra. So this one is the storage structure, and the urine is released through this urethra.